Championship between the Tar Heels of North Carolina and the Virginia Cavaliers. Beautiful day in Charlottesville as the 4th and 5th ranked teams in the nation meet for the ACC title. Hi, everybody. Kenny Albert, joined by the former coach of North Carolina, currently the chair of the NCAA Men's Division I Lacrosse Committee, Willie Scroggs. Willie, North Carolina has not lost a game in the ACC tournament ever, dating back to 1989 when you were pacing the sidelines. But this season, regular season matchup against Virginia, the Cavaliers won that one 16-6.
That's right, Kenny. This isn't the team, though, that won all those ACC tournament lacrosse games. It's a completely different team, and they're only 1-0 in ACC play, and I think the Tar Heels have their work cut out for them today.
Tar Heels coming off an 8-7 victory over the Maryland Terrapins on Friday. North Carolina led by senior Ryan Wade, All-American, tied for the team lead with 19 goals.
Kenny, I don't think there's any question that Ryan Wade is a very dominant player. He's North Carolina's very dominant player. He will draw all kinds of attention from opponents. They're going to have to do special things to stop him, and in doing that, that may open up opportunities for other people.
The last line of defense for North Carolina, the goalkeeper Rocco D'Andrea.
I think that the key in the lacrosse game is always the goalkeeper. In championship play, the goalkeeper has more influence on the game, the outcome of the game, than any one player, and North Carolina needs Rocco to have a big-time game today.
One player to watch on the Virginia side is number 14, Tim Whiteley, the 1993 ACC Rookie of the Year. Tim having another terrific season.
Kenny, I think number 14, Timmy Whiteley, is a terrific player. I have really been impressed with him last year, this year. He's a kind of player I think does some things quietly, even though he's got a lot of points. I think he's vital for Virginia. He's a key to their success. And if North Carolina can somehow control him or keep him in check, that's going to go a long way in helping out the Tar Heels.
The Cavaliers gave up 13 goals on Friday, 19-13 victory over Duke. Virginia's goalkeeper is James Ireland, and the Cavaliers like to play that run-and-gun style, so he could see a lot of shots.
Whenever you play an up-tempo kind of game, your goalkeeper may get a lot more chances, a lot more opportunities. I think that Jimmy Ireland, a senior, is in a key position for him. If he's steady, if he plays well, that's going to go a long way in any kind of success they're going to have in championship, particularly today.
Well, Virginia coach Dom Starcia says, my players would have to be oblivious to life not to know that North Carolina dominates in the ACC tournament. Could be a different story here today. Virginia the favorites, and they are playing on their home field. It's Virginia and North Carolina for the ACC Men's Lacrosse Championship coming up next.
The ACC Lacrosse Championship is brought to you by Hardee's, a proud corporate partner of the Atlantic Coast Conference, the home of fresh fried chicken. And by Discus Athletics, an official corporate partner of the Atlantic Coast Conference. Discus Athletics, the way America plays. And by Sticks, leaders in every area of lacrosse equipment development. Sticks has created the sport's most innovative and exciting products. The name of the game is Sticks. And by Lax World, the complete lacrosse store for all your lacrosse needs.
Welcome back to Klockner Stadium in Charlottesville for the 1994 ACC Lacrosse Championship. The North Carolina Tar Heels have won this tournament each of the last 5 years. The starting lineup for the Tar Heels, led by the midfielders, the Wade brothers out of Davidsonville, Maryland, number 19, Ryan Wade, number 43, Jason Wade, tied for the team lead in goal scoring with 19. The goalkeeper, Rocco D'Andrea, a junior out of Yorktown Heights, New York. On the Virginia side, Tim Whiteley, who we spoke of earlier, sophomore from Hunt Valley, Maryland. Greg Traynor leading the Cavaliers with 25 goals. And in goal for Virginia, the senior from Garden City, Long Island, number 7, James Ireland.
Kenny, look for both teams to have some kind of opening play. If they win a face-off and they get a settled situation, I think both teams will take a break if they get it off this opening face-off. But if not, they're going to set something up. Everyone calls it their opener.
Number 2 for Virginia, Tony Nugent, junior out of Baltimore. He will face off against number 19 on the North Carolina side, Ryan Wade. North Carolina in their Carolina blue, going from left to right in this first quarter. Virginia right to left.
They call Virginia with a little bit of starting too soon. They turns the ball over to the Tar Heels off the opening face-off.
Tar Heels coming off that 8-7 victory over Maryland on Friday, their 10th consecutive win over the Terrapins. Number 44 is John Spears.
North Carolina's going to try and let everyone touch the ball, which is always good in the opening beginning of a game. Let everyone get a feel for it. Let them take a whack on the arm. Now we'll see what the Tar Heels have. They've cleared out for a little bit of an ISO situation.
This
Jason Wade.
Jason Wade, sophomore. Greg Langhoff, number 4 for the Tar Heels.
We've got an attackman. I mean, North Carolina's got an attackman on a midfielder. He's going to try and bring him to the goal, and he's drawing a foul.
Well, we expected North Carolina to slow things down here in this ACC championship, and that is what we have seen so far. Very deliberate style.
Deliberate, but when they got the mismatch, number 9, Brendan Carey got a midfielder switched on him, and he took him to the goal. He's going to take him to the goal, and he draws a foul. They're going to call this a hold. Now, you can do that if you knock the ball on the ground. Then he's got his arm around the kid's waist, so he earned that one. North Carolina now just setting up in a 3-3 look. Virginia plays a little bit of a zone. Now North Carolina's rotating into their play.
Extra man's in for North Carolina.
Ryan Wade. This is Usman Green. 1 minute gone by this first quarter. Green with the shot.
Blocked by a defender. Never got to the cage.
Tar Heels continue to work the ball around. Here's Wade. He scores. Ryan Wade gives Carolina a 1-0 lead. A minute 33 seconds in. 20th goal of the season for number 19, Ryan Wade.
Kenny, that really wasn't a set play. Ryan just gets the ball in good position and takes a shot, about a 15-yarder. And I'm telling you, he's a big-time player. And he just beats Jimmy Ireland with that ball.
Time of the goal, 1:33. Ryan Wade scores his 20th. Tar Heels able to control once again.
Pretty nice job picking the ball up off the face-off. It was really won by Virginia. They pushed it into their offensive area. Now look for Carolina. If they had something, they would take it. And now they're going to try and set up again.
Go to commercial in the first.
Greg Langhoff, number 4.
Our clock with their scoreboard.
Langhoff being watched by Craig Ronald.
Craig Ronald's a terrific defensive player. Virginia doubles.
Now it's a lower right there.
Oh, and North Carolina had a real good backside chance, and they didn't handle it.
The setup from Sanders to Langhoff. Here come the Cavaliers.
Now look for Virginia to push the ball right to the cage.
Very good. Just to confirm.
They got a right-hander.
And they score. Sean Miller. Virginia quick transition defense to offense, culminating in the goal by Sean Miller, who scored 3 against Duke on Friday.
Kenny, I think Virginia handles the break, the 4-on-3, better than any team I've seen in a long time. He's got a right-handed guy wide open, and he cut underneath the defense, and that's not much you can do as a goalkeeper, but you shouldn't allow that guy to get inside you, because if he can receive the ball, he should be able to score.
That's good. That's good reaction, though.
Sean Miller scores his 18th goal of the season. Junior out of Garden City, Long Island, and Virginia controls the face-off.
Watch for Virginia to push the ball every chance they get. Now it's kind of settled.
Let's put a mark on those 2 goals, obviously, and I'll let you know which ones we'll play back at half.
The Virginia Cavaliers with a record of 9-2. Their only losses this season at the hands of Princeton and Duke. They lost to the Blue Devils, came back a week later, and defeated Duke 19-13 on Friday. Brad Hoig had the ball knocked away by Jason Wade, and it's scooped up by John Fox of North Carolina.
Oh, dangerous pass there. The Heels are going to have to get the ball out of the area, and they have, and he should be able to run it out.
This is John Spears, number 44 for the Tar Heels. We are tied at 1, 3 minutes in.
Virginia got back very well on defense. It's something that I've noticed the last couple of times I've seen them. You don't get many breaks on them.
Why don't you put in their names if you built that, John?
Jason Wade.
Now Jason's got a kid here off the goal line extended, and he'll try and wrinkle. If he has something, he'll take it. Now they're just going to move the ball, and Ryan now has a short stick on him, and he'll probably dodge.
Yeah.
Draws a double.
It's nice down here.
Notice whenever Ryan gets it, he's going to attract attention defensively.
John Spears now behind the Virginia net.
I think they'll let him try and bring this guy to the goal and see what he can do with him. He's got a short stick midi on him.
Spears spins in front, and he scores.
Kenny, pretty nice move, and they'll do that, and that was a tweener. Tough shot for the goalkeeper, in close between his legs. If we get another look at it, he's going to come up and turn, and the Virginia kid misses the wrap. He misses on the wrap and just makes him turn, and watch the tweener.
Bouncing the ball between the legs of Virginia goalkeeper James Ireland. 8th goal of the season for the junior from Fayetteville, New York, John Spears. North Carolina leads 2-1.
I think what you're seeing is Carolina will take it if they have it, and they had it both times. Again, Virginia kind of wins the face-off. And they're able to stick work the ball out, even though Virginia kind of won the draw and pushed it into their offensive area. Watch out.
Kyle Durkee, number 21. This is Greg Langhoff.
Good down.
Brendan Carey behind the Virginia goal. Watched by Craig Ronald.
Tar Heels are really trying to get the ball to the midfielder, but the Virginia guy did a good job of not letting him receive it.
Teams are allowed 2 timeouts per quarter.
Kyle Durkee, North Carolina leading 2-1 on goals by Ryan Wade and John Spears.
They will try as hard as they can to get the ball to the short stick guy. Virginia did a good job of jump double. They can't bring the ball back now. They can't bring the ball back into their defensive end.
And it's scooped up by Kyle Durkee.
Kenny, North Carolina did a good job of what we call ragging the ball. They just hounded them and got the ball on the ground and broke the clear.
Put their voices up.
Tar Heels setting up once again. Langhoff.
Did you hear some static?
Langhoff now tries to spin in front. Throws back out near midfield.
Carolina was subbing on the fly, Kenny. So he was really just on the right time. Now they've got a short stick switch again. This is going to happen. Wilson Felker, the Virginia midfielder. Pass the ball off.
Ryan Wade with the shot. Wide to the right of Ireland. Tar Heels retain possession. North Carolina leads by the score of 2-1.
I don't think North Carolina will try and dodge with their middies against the long stick people. Watch John Spears here, number 44. He really is not going to try and dodge this guy with the long stick. They're going to look for the mismatch if they can.
Greg Langhoff for the slot.
Oh, my goodness.
Ireland with the save on the shot by Spears.
Little interference with the goalkeeper. Or in the crease they're calling, so it'll be Virginia's ball in the clear. Greg Langhoff put the ball right in the Tar Heel guy's stick. I think it was Brendan Carey. Put it right in his stick. I'm not Brendan Carey, John Spears. And if he just puts the ball anywhere but there, he's got a goal. Oh! Virginia guy number 10 touches it with his hand, Kenny, which is a no-no. Turnover to the Tar Heels. They really inbounds the ball quickly now in college lacrosse. They're trying to get the restarts as quick as they can to cut out some of the dead time. North Carolina's got a defenseman carrying the ball down. He'll try and find a short stick guy.
Number 11 is Jason Sanders, watched by Woody Moore.
Virginia's got great athletic ability, and they really put pressure on the ball from even their short stick defenders. They got some terrific athletes in their midfield, Virginia. Caroline just cleared out a little bit of an area, but he didn't have anything. Brendan Carey didn't have anything. Look for him just to wheel the ball around a little bit, looking for the mismatches.
42, Jude Collins. Carolina has enjoyed the territorial edge so far. Jason Sanders, number 11. Sanders behind the Virginia goal. Watched by Moore. And the shot goes through the slot.
Not a real good angle for that shot. May have been wise just to round out, but he drew a double. Whenever they draw a double.
Substitutions now on both sides. Number 31, Mark Dixon, checks in for Virginia. North Carolina leading by the score of 2-1. All three goals scored within a 2-minute, 17-second stretch. Ryan Wade and John Spears for the Tar Heels. Sean Miller countering for the Virginia Cavaliers. Tar Heels record of 8-4. Virginia 9-2. Jude Collins. Collins goes back up top.
Virginia
to Mark Phillips. Phillips with the shot. And the save is made by Ireland.
Kenny, I don't know if you can hear me, but that's not the kind of shot they want to get.
Saved by DeAndrea on the other end. Quick outlet pass to Phillips. Here come the Tar Heels.
That's the kind of save that, I don't know if my headset's working, Kenny, but that's the kind of save that Rocco's got to come up with.
Here we take a look once more.
This is the foul. Again, Brendan Carey has drawn a foul. And that's a big thing in the game, is to try and draw fouls. Try and put pressure on the cage and draw fouls.
Foul on number 1, David Jones of the Cavaliers.
Right, North Carolina's got an extra man again. Again, they're set up in a 3-3. And they'll break out into their play where they'll rotate and cut and try and draw Virginia out of position. A little bit of a carry play. Virginia's doing a real nice job of checking up.
Shot just wide by Jason Wade.
Virginia did a real good job on the EMO, on their defense that time, Kenny, of not being sucked out of position, voiding an area. North Carolina inbound the ball. They still got plenty of time.
Quick shot and they score!
A great effort by Jason Wade. Not a real good feed, low and away from him, but he handles it and gets it on target. And balls on target have a chance to go in. This is a changeup. You get a replay, it's going to be a changeup. I think Jimmy Ireland reacts and could have reacted 2 or 3 more times. Jason cuts left-handed, receives the ball, and he gets a good check as he's shooting. And you see Jimmy kind of give two whiffs at it.
Ryan Wade scored earlier, his 20th of the season. His brother Jason does the same.
Jason's a very good player in his own right. That time he got it on a cut, an assisted goal, but he can handle the ball and initiate on his own. Virginia doing a great job on the faceoffs. They've really controlled them. North Carolina's come up with the ball a couple times because they've kind of won the scrap for him afterwards.
David Jones, number 1.
Virginia now in the half-field situation will try and create offense, which is sometimes a little tougher than the situations, Kenny, because the North Carolinas can sit back and play defense. Oh, heck of a move.
Andrew Dosh, what a shot. Great move, great shot. Andrew Dosh scores his 8th goal of the season, cutting the North Carolina lead to 1.
And after I say how tough it is to play half-field offense, Andy Dosh just beats him with his speed and creates a shot, I think, because of his speed. That was a big goal for Virginia because North Carolina got him in the half-field situation, and Virginia was able to create something off of it.
What a shot. He did not have much.
Not much angle, but the head of the stick had angle. His body didn't. His body was almost behind the goal.
Not much of a target. Hit the inside of the left post. Carolina leading now 3-2. 5 minutes to play in this first quarter from Klockner Stadium in Charlottesville, Virginia. These teams met once before the ACC final back in 1990. Coincidentally, Willie, here in Charlottesville.
That's right, that was in Scottsdale. Nice check by Craig Ronald. Ball on the ground.
Jason Sanders.
There was a turnover that time, Kenny. On the clearing situation, and North Carolina was able to come up with it. You don't want to turn balls over in clearing situations and give teams two chances on offense. If you can limit them to one opportunity down the field, if they get two, the good teams will be able to get good shots. And if North Carolina is able to score in this situation, it'll be because of the turnover in the clearing situation.
Kyle Durkee with the shot over the goal.
That's a good shot if it goes in, I think, Kenny. I don't think it's a really good shot from in this part of the ball game. They draws a double. Jude Collins. He passes off against the Kyle. Durkee. Brendan Carey's got a midfielder on him and look for him to clear out and give him some space. He's drawn a double. Tar Heels are moving the ball, and they don't handle the situation.
North Carolina really working the ball around well, but Durkee had some trouble.
The official calls a loose ball, calls North Carolina holding the Virginia player's stick in the fight for the ball, and it's a possession to Virginia. And watch how they try and restart the ball. As soon as that kid picks it up in his stick and everything's all set, they're going to blow the whistle.
Here we go, 3:45 remaining, first quarter. North Carolina 3, Virginia 2. Tar Heel goal scorers Ryan Wade, John Spears, and Jason Wade. Sean Miller and Andrew Dosh for the Cavaliers.
North Carolina in a big drop-back ride. Actually, they can't go over. All Virginia has to do is find the open guy and make one pass. Having trouble finding him. He just needs to turn and run because the Carolina kids cannot go over the line. They're all back ready to play defense.
Greg Traynor sends to the far corner. Michael Watson, number 4.
Now, Kenny, again, North Carolina has forced Virginia to play half field. And if Virginia's able to score in these situations, it's going to be a tough situation for North Carolina.
Michael Watson does just that. His 20th goal of the season. Michael Watson, a thorn in North Carolina's side, scored 4 against the Tar Heels in the 16-6 regular season victory.
He should not be able to come inside. Number 21 should have collapsed on him. He should have gotten some double team action. But if you can shoot the ball in that area. Now watch, he comes inside. We missed the check. North Carolina misses the check. He's got great position to shoot the ball. That's not something North Carolina wants to be able to do. They've gotten them in the half field, and they haven't been able to defend them.
And Virginia controls the faceoff. Chris Griggs, number 9. Virginia has not led here today.
Something that Carolina was very concerned about is Virginia's ability to score off the faceoff. North Carolina covered up pretty well, but I think Virginia would have taken it if it had been a break situation. David Jones, number 1 for Virginia, is a very, very good offensive midfielder.
You talked about the success Virginia has had on the faceoffs today. They won 67% of their faceoffs against Duke on Friday night.
The faceoffs are an important part, Kenny. But what's more important is what do you do after you win the faceoff? And Virginia has been able to play half-field offense against North Carolina's half-field defense.
Chris Griggs, number 9, watched by Steve Schreiber. We approach the 2-minute mark of this first quarter. North Carolina 3 and Virginia 3.
Virginia's patient to move it around the goal, looking for opportunities.
Whiteley.
Pretty good over-the-head check by John Fox.
Whiteley sends in front, and Sean Miller not able to scoop the ball up.
I believe there's going to be a slash call on North Carolina during the loose ball situation. He's calling a technical foul, I believe. I'm not quite sure. I don't think he called a time-serving foul. I think he called an illegal procedure type situation with a loose ball, and it's just awarded to Virginia. I would have bet the ranch that would have been a time-serving foul. So now we're just all even, Kenny.
16, Greg Traynor.
Another very, very good offensive midfielder with the ball for Virginia.
Traynor leading the team with 25 goals. Battle for it, right side of the goal.
Virginia's doing a great job hawking. They come up with the ball.
Traynor on the recovery.
And North Carolina does a good job of preventing them from getting the situation by knocking the ball on the ground.
Drew Fox, number 21. Now the Cavaliers working around with 1 minute to go in this first quarter. We are tied at 3. Oh, good save there by DeAndrea.
That's a pretty good job by Whiteley to put the ball right on the kid's stick. That's a good play, good action both ways. Good catch, good shot, good save by the goalie. Virginia again just out scrapping for the ground ball. And here again is one of those second chances. North Carolina had it, they don't come up with it, and Virginia's right back at it.
David Jones sends that shot just over the goal. The action is picked up here.
You always try and score the last goal of a quarter because you can't kind of get that one back because you'll be facing off in a moment. Virginia subs on the fly. Now North Carolina's been on defense for a long time now. This is about 3 possessions where the ball's come on the ground and Virginia's maintained it in their end. And they're going to be looking to get the last shot of this quarter.
Chris Briggs, number 9, with 22 seconds to go.
Carolina may be in a little bit of a zone right now, Kenny. You'll notice that whether they'll go and trail people around or just let them go through and maintain their position.
Clock down to 9 seconds. The shot and the save. Save made in front by Darren Sweeney, number 23, with 3 seconds remaining.
That may have hit the pipe. I'm not sure, Kenny. That ball may have hit the pipe. Came out of there so hard. But that feed got through the zone defense, and you would like, as a defensive person, to be able to get a stick on that and prevent that diagonal.
That will do it for this first quarter of play in the ACC Championship from the University of Virginia.
Kenny, I think that after the first quarter, both teams, I think this ball hits the pipe. I'm not sure. Bong, a piper.
Great eyesight, Willie.
Well, it came out of there so hard, I think it had to, or else it maybe hit somebody's head. But I think that was a pipe shot. After the first quarter, Kenny, I think both teams have got to be somewhat pleased. North Carolina has been able to score. Virginia has been able to score on the half-field defensive situation, but it's not a 6-1 quarter that Virginia had against Duke and Virginia had against North Carolina.
To discover the real difference between the world's 2 leading soft drinks, we're implementing an anthropological study. Chimp A will be allowed nothing but Coke. Chimp B, nothing but Pepsi. The results are astounding. The chimp that drank Coke showed improvement in motor skills. The chimp that drank Pepsi, however, disappeared.
Hello? It's him!
It happens. You're not supposed to lose. But you do. And you remember everything. Every round. Every punch. Most of all, you remember the man who beat you. And you don't forget. Revenge. 4 championship rematches. Saturday, May 7th. Live on pay-per-view.
I'll leave it at 3. Willie, we spoke earlier. We said if it's a fast-paced game, that works to Virginia's favor. But if North Carolina can neutralize the Cavaliers' speed at midfield, that would be to the Tar Heels' benefit. A little bit of both in that first quarter.
I think both teams have got to be pleased with the outcome of the first quarter. That both of them had opportunities. North Carolina was able to score, which I think they were.
Bill, we have a timeout. Blue, we have a timeout.
North Carolina called a timeout, Kenny, only to save a turnover. There probably was going to be a turnover because of a clearing situation. I personally don't like that ability to call a timeout in your defensive end. But it's part of the rules, and Coach Carmen took it there to save a turnover. If they hadn't cleared the ball, he would have had to have turned it over to Virginia.
John, can I have North Carolina's coach?
The Tar Heels were defeated during the regular season. 16-6 on their home field by the Cavaliers. Keeping that in mind, we asked Carolina coach Dave Klarman earlier today what he expected in this championship game against the Virginia Cavaliers.
If it's a low-scoring game, that would be great. We might have a chance, to upend the Cavaliers. I know this. I don't want to be 10-run again, make it a softball game, and leave the field. We'll have to play very, very well to keep it a low-scoring game.
Dave Klarman, your longtime assistant.
Yeah, Dave has done a wonderful job with this team, and I don't think 3-3 is low scoring. I think Dave should be very happy with it right now because the shots on goal have been good for North Carolina. I think he's a little concerned about Virginia's ability to score on his half-field defense, though.
The Tar Heels scored 18 goals in last year's championship game, 18-10 victory over Maryland.
North Carolina on the clear right now.
Things upstairs.
Oh, they find a guy inside the box, and going to have to bring it back out.
Usman Green, number 26.
Eric, you guys
North Carolina has subbed for their attack because they realize it's going to be a long game. They've got Mark Phillips in the game, number 29. Merrill Turnbull, number 7. They've got a couple new attackmen in just to give the other guys a little bit of a rest. Mark's got good position right here, Mark Phillips. He's drawn a double team. He's got to move the ball. Jason Wade can wrinkle and go against anyone in the country, whether it's a long stick or a short stick guy. You would rather work against the short stick people, though.
This is Wade once again, scored earlier in the first quarter. Usman Green.
Virginia has terrific athletes. Here's number 17, a midfielder, but he is a real good athlete. They've drawn a double again, and the North Carolinas need to move the ball and try and find the open guy, but Virginia's done a good job of covering up. They were able to double, and not give the North Carolinas an open man. Look for Jason to wrinkle and go. Pretty good shot.
How much of a psychological edge do the Tar Heels have, knowing that they have never lost a game here in the ACC tournament? Obviously, different players.
I think, Kenny, that it is a motivating factor for both teams. For North Carolina, I think their kids are going to take confidence that they have never lost in the tournament. Oh, Ryan, Jason Wade, my goodness. That's a big-time play, Kenny. Watch this play in the replay. And the Virginia defender tries to go over his head, and he misses, and Jason's able to pull and come right in and fire the ball point blank. Watch this. He pulls, he's missed his stick, and now there's nothing the goalkeeper can do if Jason puts it on target.
Jason Wade scores his second goal of the game and 21st of the season.
He's just a sophomore and a terrific individual effort, but it was caused by the Virginia guy maybe playing a little bit too overplay.
Off the face-off, it's chased down by Jude Collins of North Carolina.
North Carolina controls the draw. They got the ball clear to their end. I think they were fortunate there. They had a guy coming in from the box, North Carolina, to be able to pick up the feed. Coaches try and tell players it's a good feed if the guy catches it and shoots it in the goal. But if he doesn't catch it and shoot it in the goal, maybe you shouldn't have fed the ball.
Here's Sanders working his way in front.
They're going to call a trip. No, they're going to call push on the play, which will be a 30-second foul. It could have been a trip, though. It'll give North Carolina another extra man situation. Sometimes, Kenny, when you play aggressively, you will foul, and all coaches know that, and they don't worry about that. But they like them all to even out for both teams.
Okay. Here's the infraction.
Now he pushes him right there, so he got him off balance, and that was that's what they called. He did kind of trip him up a little bit. North Carolina now in a little different set. They got one behind, two out front. This is a carry kind of play. Virginia doing a great job of covering up. Really, the open guy is on the inside, but it's almost impossible. Number 22 is the open guy. And North Carolina throws it away, which is not good when you've got the extra man situation.
What would your reaction be as coach right there?
Well, you'd be very upset because you didn't even get a good shot. Your goal is to get a good shot, and they didn't even put a shot on target. So now Virginia gets it without North Carolina putting any pressure on them. Now they're still down a man, and they're going to try and punt return the ball out with number 17. And North Carolina gets it on the ground.
Number 17 for Virginia, Woody Moore.
He's got a slow whistle call here. Loose ball he's calling. Illegal procedure against the Virginia team. He's going to give it to North Carolina. Look how fast they restart. They get the ball in play so fast now that you can get something off of it. Brian Wade's got the ball. We got a shot here, North Carolina.
And the save by Ireland. The shot by Brendan Carey, and it will be Virginia ball.
Kenny in lacrosse, if it's a shot, it's the closest guy to the ball when it went out of bounds, and the Virginia defender, Craig Ronald, number 29, beat the North Carolina kid to the end line, and Virginia's got in a clearing situation. Again, North Carolina's in a deep drop-back ride. Their three defensive midfielder types are in their defensive end, so all Virginia has to do is handle the ball, and they'll find an open guy and be able to walk it out. Oh, they were almost offsides, though.
Virginia trailing by the score of 4-3.
And again now, it's a half-field situation, which I think Dave would like. And if Virginia's able to successfully attack it, it's going to be a long afternoon for North Carolina. North Carolina doing a good job of getting the ball on the ground. Now Carolina's got a little bit of a break. A 5-on-4 it's called. The ball could go down the side, and he'll look for cutters, and they don't have anything. Sort of like an unsettled break or a slow break in basketball, Kenny. You try and get the ball to a wing area and then look for cutters.
Now the Tar Heels setting up once more. Both teams make player changes on the fly.
Virginia is able to get their defensive players in as North Carolina gets their offensive players in.
John Spears out to Kyle Durkee.
North Carolina's got a midfielder on one of our attackmen, or one of North Carolina. I keep saying our, Kenny, and I'm going to try and...
Well, that's all right. The over-under is 5.
But Greg Langhoff has got a midfielder, Chris Griggs, and he will try and take him to the goal, I'm sure. Needs to clear out, give him some area. But he'll try and go back and forth. He took a quick shot, which was, if it was on target, it may have been a goal. He took that shot off his turn. Now Virginia's able to balance back up and get defenders on attackmen, get their long stick defenders on the better offensive players for North Carolina, or the ones they perceive to be the better players.
North Carolina with the 4-3 lead, 10 minutes to go. First half turnaround shot by Carey, stopped by Ireland.
Pretty good stop by Jimmy Ireland. There was no screen on the play. Maybe that's not the kind of shot that North Carolina wants, because you give Virginia the ball in a running situation. North Carolina's able to cover up pretty well, though.
Number 4, Michael Watson, watched by Steve Schreiber.
Both of these kids are first-year players, so Schreiber a little bit older. Ooh.
Shot by Whiteley.
That's a nice little rollback move. Timmy Whiteley comes to the goal, rolls back for his left hand, kind of a spot feed, and he catches it and gets it off. Any shots inside, Kenny, are good shots. See if they have a little three-man attack play again.
Watson knocked down by Schreiber.
They let you get away with a lot more at this level than they do in high school. That's a heck of a look by Watson to get that ball cross cage.
The intended receiver was Sean Miller, and it will be North Carolina ball.
In that kind of fight for the ground ball, they're saying it was off a Virginia guy.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
And the Virginia fans think that guy actually called it from Charlottesville.
Well, Virginia playing on their home field here today. The semifinals actually took place at Scott Stadium, the football stadium.
Now, Kenny, Virginia had a 10-man ride on that play and calls a turnover. Now they got a little bit of a situation. Pretty good shot. But Virginia will 10-man, and what that means is number 7, their goalkeeper, look how far out he is. He will play one of the attackmen, and everyone's being played all over the field. It's a high-risk maneuver, because if you're able to make one or two passes, you may have a clear sail. Now Virginia's dropped back into a more traditional 3-3-3 zone. But let's see if they do it off the first pass.
That last shot taken by Matt Crisp of the Cavaliers. Carolina ball now.
Carolina's able to stick work it out. Virginia that time wasn't in the 10-man. Virginia's got such athletic ability. They can cover a lot of ground. we used to call, when I coached, Kenny, the 11-man ride. I'd tell everybody to play somebody, and we'll double-team the ball.
Double-team the ball. In fact, you were holding that game ball earlier today. You were playing defense on the ball.
I like this game. It's a great game for kids because a lot of opportunities for them to express themselves individually and also work as a team. Kind of got the best of a lot of sports.
How much do you miss the coaching?
Oh, I miss the getting ready part, Kenny, of preparing to play an opponent. Ryan Wade's got a little room here. He will take a shot whenever he gets it, and he's got the green light.
The Wade brothers have combined for 3 of the Tar Heels' 4 goals. North Carolina 4, Virginia 3. Midway through the second quarter.
What Merrill Turnbull did that time, I think, is just what Dave wanted to do. Control the ball, not turn it over. John Spears now going back and forth a little bit. Again, there's one of those passes that it's a good pass if the Carolina guy catches it. Virginia was able to knock it down, and look at this. They're going to have a 4-on-3.
Anthony Newman, number 40, off the quick transition. Oh, what pass work, and they score! Beautiful passing, and Virginia has tied the game at 4.
I really think Virginia does this as well as any team I've seen in a long time. North Carolina didn't do a bad job playing it because they made them make a lot of passes. But if we get a replay, it's going to go from the point guy to the left-handed guy to the right-handed guy. And North Carolina did a pretty good job. And he's got all day here now because there's nobody that can play him, and he can just take his time. Look how much time he has. You really feel sorry for the goalkeeper, but give Virginia credit for handling that 4-on-3.
Sean Miller scores his second of today's game, tying the score at 4.
And I think the point that Dave Klarman will try and make to his guys is what caused it was the feed inside that got knocked on the ground. Oh, my goodness.
And Carolina comes right back. Kyle Durkee.
Kenny, I believe this was a screen. I don't think Jimmy Ireland saw it. He got screened by a bunch of defenders and offensive guys in front of him, and Kyle puts it off his left shoulder. We've got a ground level shot, but he takes his shot, and it goes past a bunch of guys, and I don't think Jimmy saw it, got a good look at it. That's a big goal for North Carolina, Kenny. It puts them again in the lead, and you'd rather play from the lead. Illegal procedure. North Carolina moving before the whistle, and they're going to turn the ball over to Virginia, and they'll get it started real fast.
Number 9 is Chris Briggs for the Cavaliers. Watched by Jude Collins.
Chris is a really nice-sized player, and I bet he'll try and wrinkle and go a little bit. See if he can make something happen. North Carolina does a good job and causes a turnover. And they're the ones that drive you crazy as a coach, because if he had just gone away from the pressure, he did get a double, but you don't like to turn the ball over. Someone whacking at your bottom hand causing the ball to go awry. Now let's see what Virginia does. They're in their 3-3 zone ride. North Carolina can just take their time a little bit, stick work the ball to a midi, and he can walk it out because that guy can't go over.
Jude Collins, shot.
Jude Collins just carried the ball. No one really stopped him. As in any sport, you've got to stop the ball when it comes down the field in basketball or ice hockey. And if you're an offensive person and no one stops you, you just keep going.
Jude Collins did just that. Shot was off the mark.
John, can you hear her?
Tar Heels controlling once more.
Coach Klarman is substituting a little bit. He's getting some other kids in the game. See if he can keep his first line midfield, which he's going to have to run an awful lot. He's got the lead and the ball. If he doesn't score, it doesn't matter. All he needs to do is maintain possession.
29, Mark Phillips. Over to Kevin Reichert.
If he can do that for 2 or 3 minutes, then he's been successful in this possession, because then he'll get his first line group of the Wade brothers back in the game. But Kyle Durkee will wrinkle and go if he's got an opportunity.
Durkee gave the Tar Heels the 5-4 lead. Durkee worked behind the goal. Oh, and a save by Ireland on the quick shot by Kevin Reichert.
Kenny, he was open for about a half hour, and Kyle finally got the ball to him. And what you try and teach young people, shoot the ball down. shoot it at his hip. Look at that. The only place he can get it with his stick is upstairs. And if you shoot it hip high, you may have had a goal. That's awful tough to teach young players.
Great save by Ireland.
And you teach goalkeepers that they'll probably shoot it high. But North Carolina's maintained possession.
John Spears, 44.
They got their first unit back in the game. John Spears got a little bit of room here. He's drawn the double. He's passed off, and they'll be looking to bypass.
Wade chasing after it. Another Tar Heels turnover.
Another unforced turnover by trying to feed the ball inside. And I hate to keep saying this, but it's a good feed if it's caught and shot. It's not good if it goes whizzing through there. Now the Virginians have the ball again, and North Carolina, they did get a good shot, though. That's one positive for North Carolina on that possession. North Carolina is in a deep drop-back ride. Deep drop-back ride. They're just back there ready to play defense already.
David Jones, number 1 for the Cavaliers. Watched by Jason Sanders.
Pretty good defense by North Carolina. Ball's out of bounds. Tar Heel ball. Pretty good defense. They got a good double, and they got the ball on the ground. Virginia tried again to feed it inside. I sound like a broken record here if these feeds inside. That's about 3 or 4 for each team where they try to get it inside. They've been unsuccessful. Good defensive teams. I think it's tough to feed the ball to the inside. I really do.
4.5 to go in this second quarter. 5-4 North Carolina lead.
North Carolina able to successfully clear the ball. Virginia hasn't been in their 10-man. I think if they get the lead, they'll go more to the 10-man to try and increase the lead. More in their pressure ride. Right now, they don't want to give up one off the ride, I think. Usman Green's got the ball. North Carolina controlling the ball behind the goal almost exclusively with their midfielders. He draws a double, and you should just move the ball and see what happens. Not anything there for Merrill. That's a good job for him. Get it behind the goal. This is a terrific young player for Virginia, number 44. North Carolina turns the ball over again, unforced, and gives Virginia a situation, but they're able to get back and cover up pretty well defensively.
31 is Mark Dixon taking the pass from Tim Whiteley.
There's a slow whistle, and now it's going to be dead, I believe. I think North Carolina was offsides. This is going to be an extra man, and I don't know if this is Virginia's first extra man on the ball game. And they're going to take a timeout and try and really get something on this extra man. This is their first one of the game.
So Coach Dom Starcia talking things over with the club. The last trailing 5-4.
Kenny, the last time these two teams played, Virginia was terrific on their man-up situations. And number 1, David Jones, and I remember in particular, had a couple goals. David Jones had a couple goals on extra man in his left-handed spot. He's a terrific shooter. I would anticipate that they're going to try and do that, getting him shooting the ball.
North Carolina 16-6 during the regular season. We chatted with Coach Dom Starcia before the game and asked him if he expected a low-scoring game here today.
I think it's going to be a terrific game. I anticipate a big crowd. Been a lot of interest in the area around the state. I have great respect for North Carolina, their players, their staff. This is a team that has dominated this tournament over the past few years, and they're going to come out and give us their best shot, and we're going to have to play our best lacrosse for us to be able to prevail here.
Coach Dom Starcia, second season with the Cavaliers. He says the club has exceeded his expectations.
Well, I hope they haven't exceeded them already. I mean, I hope he's got some expectations for some further success this year. Virginia sets up in their set, and North Carolina's going to a box and one and taking David Jones, the kid I just talked about who killed him the last time, away. But I think Virginia's prepared for it. Oh, and that's a great play by number 34, Chuck Bresci, who got a piece of a diagonal, and that kills the play and wastes time. Now Virginia, though, gets to reload and reset, but that stopped the play. That's a big thing in Carolina defense, is to try and knock a pass down on extra man. If you get a shot at a Tar Heel helmet, they got these little feet on them, and the staff gives a foot if you knock a pass down on extra man. That one got through.
Quick shot by Trainer.
Trainer's also a real good shooter. Virginia's had a couple chances now, and there shouldn't be much time left in this penalty, if in fact it may be over now. But North Carolina, by knocking that one ball on the ground, probably saved them an EMO situation. Trainer's got the ball in real good position.
Trainer looked to move in front. Scramble for it now, picked up by Miller.
Virginia doing a great job on the grounder. Oh, a risky pass. Look at this play. Risky passes from a bunch of guys. The scraps for the ground balls are so important in this game of lacrosse. North Carolina again, another risky pass, actually thrown before he gave a good look. North Carolina's going to have to clear it. Virginia doing a great job of ragging them, and they're able to get it out with a little bit of a situation. They got the ball in their best player's hands.
Entertaining action here in the second quarter. North Carolina leading by the score of 5-4, only 3 goals.
North Carolina subbing on the fly now, and it's important that they don't turn the ball over when you're subbing on the fly.
Only 3 goals scored in this second quarter. 42, Jude Collins.
Well, North Carolina has successfully gotten it under control. That was a scramble situation that I think favors the Wahoos. Full field scramble situations, and North Carolina came away with it with the ball. That's just a big, strong kid, number 28. Is that Chris, who just manhandled a young freshman for North Carolina. I do not think that was a foul, but he did push him to the ground.
Here come the Cavaliers now.
In a running situation, they got room and time. Look at this. Rocco with a big save. They had
DeAndrea coming up big in the North Carolina goal.
Kenny, they had too much time. They had the ball forever with 4-on-2. But again, there's one of those situations where Virginia went from defense to offense in, 2 or 3 seconds. And North Carolina just getting the ball taken away from them. I think number 7, Merrill. I'm sorry, that's Spencer Deering. I apologize to Merrill. Merrill's number 12. This is a big save, and this is the kind of thing I said at the beginning of the game. If Rocco can do this, have a big-time game. Now, this, by all intent and purpose, should be a goal. But look at this. Oh, it hit the pipe. The goalie's friend. Doyle Smith will not give him a save on that play, but I'm sure the North Carolina statistician did.
Cavaliers perhaps with too much time to think about it there.
They did. They had all kinds of options, and they took a pretty good one, about a 5-yard shot, and then hit the post. What you try and tell kids, too, in those situations is put the ball where you want it to go, maybe take a little bit off the shot. I think if he just puts it on target, he may have had a goal. Everyone gets excited about pipe shots, but, folks, they don't count as goals.
No, they do not. 49 seconds to go in this first half.
Kenny, I bet it's the same way in ice hockey. When a shot hits the pipe, everyone goes crazy, but it doesn't count.
And it is the goalie's best friend there as well.
Let's see what North Carolina's got now. They may be in the zone. I don't know. Sometimes after, it doesn't look like it, though. It looks like they're in their man-to-man. Again, here's Virginia with less than a minute to go and the ball. They're going to try and wrinkle and go and try and draw a double.
Cavaliers looking to tie the score at 5.
There's a knockdown ball on defense. Look at this. Pretty good action here. North Carolina's going to have a situation, but it's all 4-on-4. And look for Dave Klarman maybe to take a timeout.
17 seconds remaining.
And I think he's still got one. Or they're just going to try and come to the goal and not let Virginia get their offensive middies out of the game. Ryan Wade's being triple teamed. He shoots it. Great save by Jimmy Ireland. Great save. Not much time.
Good job.
That's a pretty good shot.
Goal's a goal. And that does it for this first half. North Carolina wanted to keep the game low scoring, and they have done just that. We've played 30 minutes. The North Carolina Tar Heels behind the 3 goals by the Wade brothers. Jason has scored twice. Ryan opened the scoring. It's the North Carolina Tar Heels 5 and the Virginia Cavaliers 4. We'll be back with halftime festivities from Klockner Stadium in Charlottesville in just a moment. Halftime from Klockner Stadium in Charlottesville, Virginia. The ACC Lacrosse Championship. North Carolina Tar Heels leading the host Virginia Cavaliers by the score of 5-4. Kenny Albert along with Willie Scroggs, and we are joined by Jim Copeland, the athletic director here at the University of Virginia. Jim, beautiful day, beautiful stadium, just 2 years old. Klockner Stadium opened in September of 1992. The soccer team plays here, and you couldn't ask for a better day for the lacrosse championship.
We're really pleased to have this kind of day because it looks like we've got a great crowd. And I agree with you, Klockner is a good setting for either soccer or lacrosse. It's nice to have the championships here on such a day.
Tell us a little bit about the success the Virginia athletic teams have had this year. Of course, the football team went to a bowl game, the soccer team, and both basketball teams went to the ACC finals and the NCAA tournament as well.
Well, basketball teams did play exceptionally well this year and had to go through some adversity to get where they were. We were really proud of that. Bruce Arena's team, who plays in Klockner Stadium, won the national championship this year. And our women's lacrosse is ranked number 4 in the nation, as is our men's. So we would very much like to have another championship in both of those things. I don't know if we're going to do it or not, though. This is a great game today.
Willie, as a former coach in North Carolina, any questions for the Virginia athletic director?
Well, Jim, I think everyone always says that Virginia's had talent, had great players, and they've always come up a little bit short. I think Dom's doing a terrific job, and what I've seen of this team is they've got a chance to win it all this year.
I really appreciate you saying that, Willie. You know better than anybody, having coached the sport, that the hardest thing to change is perception and attitude, especially attitude of a team after it's played one way for years and years. Ace Adams did a great job here, recruited very well. Dom has come in and has taken a somewhat different approach, and I think we're seeing the difference this year.
I think that Virginia does some things which you can't defend against because of their speed and they're sharing the ball. They've got great stick work. They got some great athletes playing for them. And Dallas, I think, plays a little football.
He does play a little football. He came here on lacrosse scholarship, walked on the football team, and plays at wide receiver for us and gets in some minutes. I love this game. I can't say that I understand a whole lot about it. My son plays. He's a long stick player, but I love the speed and the footwork. Things happen so fast.
I think kids enjoy playing it, too, because there is a lot of opportunity to handle the ball individually, and it's kind of rough and tough, which I think appeals to some youngsters.
It's got that basketball strategy, but with a physical nature to it, and the speed is beautiful. The thing I like about Klockner, both for soccer and lacrosse, is you feel like you're right on top of the field.
Jim, I want to commend you and your staff. I'm the chairman of the ACC's lacrosse committee, and I think your staff and everyone's done a wonderful job for this weekend because it takes a lot to put this little tournament on. It takes a lot of effort.
Willie, you've done it before, so I think you can appreciate what Craig Littlepage and Mark Fletcher and Mike Thomas have done for us, because even though there's only 4 teams, there's a lot that goes into getting these games played well.
I think the teams appreciate it. They appreciate how you've hosted this tournament, and we look for great things with this tournament coming back here. The coaches are going to talk about it, the ADs are going to talk about it, but I know there's some talk maybe about lights here at Klockner Stadium.
Right. We'd love to. We're trying to raise the money right now so that we can put lights on here and play night games, so that instead of being in Scott Stadium on Friday night, we'd be over here at Klockner.
This is a nice setting. As we said before, this crowd over at Scott Stadium, it just wouldn't look as good.
Well, it'd get lost in the stadium because it's obviously bigger, and not only does it not look as good, but I don't think the crowd has as good a time. There's an intimacy here that makes it really nice.
I think the coaches were commenting that it looks like more of a basketball kind of situation where the fans are right behind you.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Jim, congratulations and continued success with the Cavaliers.
Thank you, Kenny, very much.
Jim Copeland, the athletic director here at the University of Virginia. The Cavaliers trailing North Carolina 5-4 at halftime. We'll be back to take a look at highlights and first half statistics right after this.
Hardee's Daily Double Values. Now get any 2 double cheeseburgers for just $2. 2 regular double cheeseburgers, $2. 2 new grilled onion double cheeseburgers, $2. 2 new barbecue double cheeseburgers, $2. Or mix and match. Hardee's Daily Double Values. 2 double cheeseburgers, $2. Now for a limited time.
Will you stop? Give me that.
And now for breakfast, 2 Hardee's mouth-watering sausage and egg biscuits, just $2. Hardee's.
Feel the pressure. Experience the pride of the ACC tournament. It's all here in this new action-packed home video. Pressure and Pride, 40 years of the ACC tournament. Call this toll-free number now to relive all the great moments. Witness the spectacular performances and see the game through the eyes of the league's legends, all for just $19.95. This collector's video will be cherished by ACC fans for years to come. So call this toll-free number and order your copy of Pressure and Pride today.
Presenting the Orioles lineup of opponents this May on HTS. The O's continue the quest to be the best this May on HTS.
Want to go to the Super Bowl, the Masters, the World Cup, or any major sporting event? Tickets a problem? Not anymore. Attend the First Virginia Athletic Auction on Saturday, June the 11th at the Richmond Hyatt Hotel, and these impossible tickets could be yours. Looking for an exotic family vacation, perhaps a sporty new car? The Virginia Athletic Auction is your answer. Tickets will be limited. Call Virginia Athletics at 804-982-5600 to see how you can join head coaches such as Jeff Jones for an evening of fun, entertainment, and great deals.
You're watching HTS. More sports. Your sports. Sports fans, for a weekly rundown of what's on HTS, call the HTS Programming Hotline and order your free monthly HTS Programming Guide. Call 301-718-3292 and order the Sports Fans Bible, the monthly HTS Programming Guide. That's 301-718-3292.
Beautiful day in Charlottesville, Virginia. The North Carolina Tar Heels ahead of the Virginia Cavaliers by the score of 5-4 at halftime of this ACC Lacrosse Championship. Kenny Albert along with Willie Scroggs. Willie, well-played first half. We'll take a look now at some of the highlights, starting with the game's opening goal scored by the Tar Heels' Ryan Wade.
This is an extra man room and time. Look, he can extend, and that's just a rocket shot, Kenny. Nothing Jimmy Ireland can do. If he gets that one, that's a big-time save.
North Carolina went ahead 3-2, and then Michael Watson would tie the game.
Michael does a good job protecting against the overhead and comes right out of it with a shot down and away. Very good play. He took what the defenseman gave him. I think we're going to see a break now, I believe. No, we're going to see Jason Wade on another wonderful individual effort. Pretty good defense. He's got his stick in here. He's going to try and go over his head and misses and watches right to the goal. The good players go right to the goal, and they have no, not a tweener, but just a point-blank shot. Now we're going to see Virginia on what it's like practice, 4-on-3 practice with nobody there because they had all day. To the right-hander, he gives it to the left-hander, who's played very well, and gives it right to the right-hander. Look at all this time that he has to shoot.
Sean Miller tying the game at 4, his second goal of the first half. Kyle Durkee would give the Tar Heels a 5-4 lead just 17 seconds later. It's North Carolina 5, Virginia 4. Back with first half stats right after this.
Pressure. Experience the pride of the ACC tournament. It's all here in this new action-packed home video. Pressure and Pride, 40 years of the ACC tournament. Call this toll-free number now to relive all the great moments. Witness the spectacular performances and see the game through the eyes of the league's legends, all for just $19.95. This collector's video will be cherished by ACC fans for years to come. So call this toll-free number and order your copy of Pressure and Pride today.
Get it moving. And the silver bullet has the taste to keep it moving. Coors Light. Naturally brewed for a taste that goes down easy. Coors Light. Keep on moving.
In the same technology used by NASA comes Caribbean Clear, the chlorine-free, environment-friendly pool and spa water system. So clean, it exceeds EPA standards for drinking water. Just ask Mark.
I encourage you to make the wise and healthy decision to have a Caribbean Clear system installed at your home.
So kind to skin, hair, and eyes, easy maintenance, 10-year warranty, money-back guarantee. What are you waiting for? Call for free information about the Caribbean Clear system today.
One half complete, one half to go. North Carolina 5 and Virginia 4 from Klockner Stadium on the campus of the University of Virginia in Charlottesville, Maryland, to look at some of the fans enjoying the action here today as their home team, the Cavaliers, advanced for the victory on Friday over Duke. North Carolina got by Maryland. Willie, first half statistics.
Well, I think the statistics are interesting. North Carolina shot the ball 20 times to Virginia 16, and if they were trying to hold and control the ball, they outshot them. Saves, Rocco hasn't had to make as many as Jimmy Ireland, but he's had some big ones, which really helped, and the post helped him on one. Face-offs are even, are more in favor of North Carolina, I should say, because they picked the ball up on the scraps after it. Ground balls are pretty even. Penalties, North Carolina's got one more maybe than Virginia. But I think the big stat is that Rocco has had some good saves. North Carolina's been able to put good pressure on Jimmy Ireland. Ryan Wade and Jason Wade are factors, and Tim Whiteley has not gotten out and assisted a bunch of people. North Carolina held him to 1 goal in the second quarter, where Virginia's capable of 6-7 goal quarters. So right now the Tar Heels have to feel good, but as everyone knows, you got to play the second half.
It's been a very quiet afternoon so far for both Tim Whiteley and Greg Traynor, the leading goal scorer for the Cavaliers with 25. We have not called his name often.
We'll look for them to keep trying. I think North Carolina's done a pretty good job of batting some balls down in the half-field situation. But look at Virginia when they got a break. That was a beautiful break they got, and handled it like you would try and teach people to handle it. So if North Carolina can continue to give them few opportunities, it's going to be in their favor. We'll see now the second half. It'll start to tighten up. Maybe that the tradition of not having lost a game is going to help North Carolina. Maybe the pressure of being at home and supposed to win it. We'll see which team is going to be able to prevail.
Nugent and Ryan Wade on the face-off. North Carolina going from left to right in this second half in this third quarter. And Virginia right to left.
Virginia wins the draw. Could have been a push call, and there is a push call. He pushed the guy. I don't know why he's complaining. So Virginia's going to get an EMO right off the bat. And it's not something that you want to do the first thing out in the third quarter. He pushed the fella, and I know he doesn't think he did, but they never think they foul when they foul. Now, North Carolina went to a box and won. The last time Virginia had an extra man, Virginia did a pretty good job and got a nice shot. Let's see what happens here. Kind of a little chess match. I'm sure the Wahoos talked about it in the locker room. It's a 30-second foul, though, so one stoppage, one ball on the ground, or one thing can disrupt their play. North Carolina in their zone. Virginia in a 3-3. Now they're going to start to rotate and get into their play. It's a little bit of a 1-4 now. I don't think North Carolina has recognized that it's 1-4. They go ball side behind. No, they're not playing a 1-4. Great save by Rocco again. Ball's on the ground. North Carolina has successfully defended it, but a little quick pass.
Now Virginia back across. Matt Crisp, number 28, finds Michael Watson.
Well, they got out of that one, but I don't think that they needed to make that pass. They had the ball under control. North Carolina's going to stay in the zone. They're a little bit out of whack right now. They got to make sure that they check up into the same defense for everyone. Now it looks like they have. Kenny, that's again how goals can be scored after situations where you go from offense to defense. Here's Traynor, who we talked about, who's trying to make something happen.
Drew Fox, 21.
Watch Trainer to try and initiate, though. He is good with the ball. Left-handed kid. He's going to take a shot. Good save by Rocco. He's got a midfielder right here. Now North Carolina's got a break, and they will take it.
Jason Sanders, number 11, leading the way.
It should go right back to him, and he's got a shot.
And he scores! The save on one end by Deanne Brand, leading to the goal by Jason Sanders. North Carolina with the quick transition from defense to offense, something we've seen more often from Virginia.
Well, North Carolina's going to take that. You have to take those breaks, and it was handled well by Virginia, but they chased the first pass. Jason Sanders throws the ball to the point man, who I think was Brendan Carey, and he's going to give it right back to him, and he's got a point-blank shot.
Jason Sanders scores his 6th goal of the season, sophomore out of Stony Brook, Long Island. And the Tar Heels go out on top by 2 goals once again. They led 3-1 earlier.
How about that? They had an EMO that they withstood. Now the big scrap for the ground ball. Virginia comes over. They're going to call a push. Easiest call in America is pushing a guy from behind. It's hard to miss that when you're an official.
So the Cavaliers will set up now, trailing by the score of 6-4. Virginia, the top seed in this tournament. Earlier this season, they beat Johns Hopkins, Maryland, and North Carolina in succession, ending the Tar Heels' 27-game home winning streak. North Carolina looks to return the favor here today.
I don't think a lot of us realize that we at North Carolina had not lost a game on Fetzer Field in so long, but I'm telling you, Virginia has always played well when they've come to Chapel Hill. I think they enjoy coming down there and look forward to it. Virginia's got a little situation. That was David Jones, number 1, a great left-handed dodger. North Carolina may be in a zone. They may be in a zone.
Quick pass in front, off the stick of Dosh.
Got to go cross field with it. Good job. All right, now he should be able just to run the ball out and get it to a midfielder. Virginia now has been subbing on the fly in those situations. That's why the clear is so easy, but they're already back waiting to play defense. Now, North Carolina's got their hands up. That's a set that they go into. And they'll just look to dodge and dump if it's there and look to the inside. Now, North Carolina's going to sub on the fly.
Brendan Carey with the shot. He scores! 7-4, North Carolina.
Kenny, he froze Jimmy Ireland with this shot. It was inside his ear, left-handed to near side. Tough shot to make, but watch how it just kind of freezes Jimmy Ireland. He takes the whack on his arm, takes another whack, jumps and shoots, and he just couldn't get to the ball. And
goal number 14 on the season for Brendan Carey, sophomore out of
Here it is. He just kind of freezes him. Really tough, that inside. We call that shooting it in his ear.
Huntington, New York native Brendan Carey. 3 consecutive goals for North Carolina. We were tied at 4. It's now 7-4 Tar Heels.
North Carolina doing a good job of checking the ball on the ground in the defensive end. They have continued to do that and given the Wahoos some trouble. Now they're making Virginia again play all even. They're going to dodge from the wing, look cross cage. There's one of those passes inside that against good defensive teams are really tough to get. Now this ball should be carried all the way down, get it behind the goal is what you would like as a coach. That's the furthest position from the other end.
And the centering pass score, number 26, Usman Green. It's now 8-4 North Carolina.
Kenny, Virginia a little out of whack. They didn't check up after the situation, but a good team can score on those unsettled situations. Usman Green just keeps downfield. Nobody picks him up. I mean, you got to throw him the ball, and he does another one inside. That's not Jimmy Ireland's fault. That's their inability to have checked up and covered up trailing middies. Look at that. He is so alone.
Goal number 9 this season for Usman Green.
The Heels have a little bit of a break here. They may take it. No, they're going to hold it. Oh, he's going to shoot the ball.
Tar Heels scored 3 goals in the span of 2 minutes, 11 seconds, giving Dave Klarman's club a bit of breathing room now. They lead by the score of 8-4. 4 minutes gone by this third quarter.
Kenny, you like to tell kids when in doubt, don't just shoot it. I think he could have rounded out, but they ended up maintaining possession. Now North Carolina's got their first line in the game. John Spears, a big, strong kid from upstate New York area.
Spears was leaned on by Chris Briggs.
And what both teams are going to do with their midfielders or Dodger types is they'll bring it to the goal. If they have something, they'll take it. If not, hopefully they can round out and just keep the ball balanced.
This is Greg Langhoff.
He's got a double. He's moved it, and this is a shooter with the ball, but he didn't have anything.
Here's Jason Wade.
Jason Wade draws a double, gets it to his brother. Virginia's done a great job of covering up. A great job of sliding and covering up. Ryan was looking. Oh, Ryan's got a little something here, Kenny.
Ryan Wade fires home his second goal of the game. It's now 9-4. Tar Heels 4 consecutive goals in the first 5 minutes of this third quarter.
Kenny, he's not an All-American for nothing. Watch this. He's right-handed. He's going to take the check, turns, and now he's got all the room and time, and there's no chance. There's no chance for Jimmy Ireland if Ryan can unleash one and extend his arms like that. Look at this. Turns, and now he's got all day. There should have been a double. There's no double coming.
How do you explain the third quarter dominance after the first half was such a tight back and forth type game?
Kenny, that's the nature of the lacrosse game. You can score goals in a hurry, just like you can in basketball, score points in a hurry. And North Carolina, they've had some great opportunities, and Virginia has come out maybe just a little bit, not unconscious, but they haven't checked up. A couple of those goals were check-up goals. Now they're going to have to play North Carolina half field, which is not what they wanted. Here's a kid with great speed, and he's drawn a double. Virginia's got an open guy. They still got an open guy.
Shot by Hoy.
He's a good little player, number 24. He puts it on target, though. It's got a chance.
Brad Hoyt, freshman out of Baltimore. 9-4 North Carolina. 4 goals here in this third quarter. Sanders, Carey, Green, and Ryan Wade. Ryan Wade and Jason Wade have each scored their 20th and 21st goals of the season.
Again, Virginia's going to try and initiate. Nice, so they got a little fish hook for both sides. He can carry the ball. Again, North Carolina has knocked it on the ground, and they may have a break. Kyle Durkee's got good speed. They got a pure 4-on-3 now, and they'll take it.
They work it around.
Oh, and it may be a push from the rear for the goalkeeper. But they gave him the play on, and North Carolina came up with it.
John Spears.
North Carolina did a good job that time. Maybe a little bit of overpassing. And I want to apologize to the Deerings and to the Turnbulls. I've been calling Spencer Deering Merrill Turnbull all game, and I've got that. At least I made a mistake with a North Carolina player.
Deering number 7, Turnbull wears number 12, both freshmen.
Jason's got a short stick guy. They may have to call timeout, Kenny. Now, again, a great shot by a great player. Watch on the replay. He's going to have room and his arms extended. You can get a lot of mustard on the shot. He's going to take the whack. No, he didn't even have to take a whack. He just ran right by number 2, Tony Nugent, low and away. And Ireland right now, it's not entirely his fault. You've got to be able to play a little better defense on these great offensive players.
That's the hat trick, third goal of the game for Jason Wade. And Willie, the Tar Heels in 6.5 minutes have already equaled their goal output of the entire first half.
Kenny, I don't think this is characteristic of Virginia, but I think what has happened is the amount of time they've had to play half field, that they haven't been able to run from defense to offense with their great athletic ability, has frustrated them a little bit, and now they're trying to ISO, and good teams can play good half-field defense. And North Carolina's been able to do that. And even though Carolina and Dave has said that they're not a run-and-gun team, they'll take every situation that presents itself. And they've gotten some great ones and gotten some great shots.
Looking ahead to the NCAA tournament selections, 12 Division I teams will go. You are the chair of the committee. Take us through the process that will take place the next couple of weeks leading up to the March 8th selection show.
Kenny, we've got advisory committees comprised of coaches around the country that help us with information. They will fax their opinions to the NCAA Lacrosse Committee on May the 7th, May the 8th. I'll meet out in Kansas City. The other guys will be on a conference call, and we'll look at the advisory committee report and then select the field and try and get the best teams for the tournament.
Of course, the possibility exists that 4 ACC teams could go to the tournament with the seasons that Duke and Maryland have enjoyed, as well as Virginia and North Carolina.
That's a possibility, Kenny, but that's not something that the selection committee thinks about. Look at Tim Whiteley trying to make something happen. Trying to make something happen. Now, North Carolina should be careful. Don't keep the ball alive. Let it go out of bounds. Kenny, getting back to the ACC thing, the committee doesn't look and say, oh, they're ACC teams. We're going to look at teams. And regardless of them being in the ACC or in the Ivy League or, whatever other conference.
Well, the North Carolina Tar Heels have made 14 consecutive trips to the NCAAs.
Kenny, we're very proud of that, and it's a tribute to the kind of kids that we've been able to get and their ability to play. We hope we've earned that every year. And, every year is different. You don't get something because you had something last year. North Carolina may be in a little bit of a zone. I'm not quite sure because Virginia's kind of just standing. Yeah, North Carolina's in a zone. And that's going to make Virginia try and set something up, and that may further frustrate them that they're going to have to operate against the zone. Looks like they're going to run more of, their kind of extra man looks.
Michael Watson, 23, Darren Sweeney was right there.
That is a great job. Again, knocking the ball down in the defensive end. Oh, tough pass, though.
Intercepted by David Jones.
Didn't have to make that one. Could have carried the ball a little bit. But Virginia doesn't score on the scramble after that pass and turnover. I know Coach Klarman is pulling his beard hair out right now because it gives him another chance when he had him stop. Weak bounce shot. North Carolina should be able to clear the ball, should be able to punt return the ball out. We call it a punt return because the guy can carry it for 35 yards or so. Now North Carolina will get the ball behind and sub on the fly.
Greg Langhoff with the Tar Heels leading by the score of 10-4. Kyle Durkee. Kyle Durkee, number 21.
Oh, my goodness. What a great poke check. Poked everything away from him. Again, not a good turnover because, players at this level should be able to protect their stick 20 yards from the cage.
Durkee losing not only the ball, but his stick.
Lost everything, and now North Carolina's got to play defense with their more inexperienced defensive players. And Dave has torn some more beard hairs out of his. He had the ball under control and turned it over.
Now, won't have any beard hairs left pretty soon.
These are the things that give you gray hair. Now they're going to have to play Virginia's good guys with maybe some more of our more inexperienced. Here's David Watson really putting pressure on.
Nice move in front, and Watson scores his second goal this afternoon. First Virginia tally of this second half.
Kenny, what a great awareness for where he is. He was almost behind the goal. He really protects his stick well. Chuck Bresci's playing him. But look at this. He knows where he is and sneaks the ball inside. Great play. North Carolina probably would have liked to have gotten a double on him right here. You don't like guys to get here. Chuck should try and push him past. But look, he's almost behind the goal. Makes the goalie commit. And I'm sure Coach Klarman will think that play was caused by the turnover, not the defensive play, but by the turnover at the other end.
That was the first Virginia goal, Willie, in 17 minutes. And Friday night, North Carolina held Maryland without a goal for 19 minutes. 17 minutes without a goal for the Cavaliers.
Well, they're certainly, and the other thing, not only just holding people without goals, you don't like them to get consecutive goals before you score a goal. So it's real important now who gets the next goal. Does Virginia get 2 in a row, or does North Carolina stop them from getting 2 in a row? Virginia's going to run and gun a little bit. North Carolina almost got a stick on that ball, and they throw it away. Now Dom's getting a little grayer.
5 minutes remaining, third quarter. Tar Heels lead the Cavaliers 10-5. North Carolina looking to win their
Now Virginia's in their 10-man ride. The goalie's way out. Ryan Way's going to shoot it. He's going to shoot it. And it turns it over to the Cavaliers, but that was a shot. He recognized the goalie was out. That would have been a heartbreaker if it had gone in. He shot that ball about 65 yards. But that was a legitimate shot. Now Virginia in the clear, and North Carolina just drop back, and if Virginia can just throw the ball once or twice, they're going to clear it because North Carolina just can't go over. They can't cover all these guys, but they're going to be back and be able to play defense. I think that was a good attempt. Now David Watson is really starting to heat things up and putting pressure on North Carolina, and they get the double. He's got to find someone, and he does, cross cage. And he finds it. Oh, they're going to call a foul there. Chuck Freshy kind of goosed it. You can do that in ice hockey, I think, Kenny, but you can't do it in lacrosse.
Whiteley was looking for Miller.
I tell you, Whiteley is great. Michael Watson. Whiteley is great at finding the guy, and they just didn't handle it, or they would have had a point-blank shot.
Watson behind the North Carolina goal with 4 minutes to play in this third quarter.
Michael Watson again getting great position.
And he hits the post.
He hits the pipe with the ball. Virginia does a good job of keeping it alive. North Carolina should get the ball to the other side of the field. This near side is a dangerous area. A dangerous area.
Spears on the run.
The near side, I mean the box side, Kenny, because people can be subbing out of the box, and you can be running down the field, and all of a sudden there's a guy right in front of you. Whoop.
Errant pass.
Not a very good play again by North Carolina. Now they got the thing in the ball in a running situation where they're very good. Michael Watson's got it. He doesn't have anything. Give credit to North Carolina for covering up. And Coach Klarman rants a little bit because, again, an unforced turnover. And you're giving Virginia an opportunity without you getting a good opportunity down the other end.
Chris Briggs throws up top David Jones. Jones watched by Ryan Wade. 10-5 North Carolina lead. They've outscored Virginia 5-1 here in this third quarter.
Now, if David Jones tries to wrinkle on Ryan Wade, Ryan will try and take the ball away from him. He's a very aggressive defensive player.
Chris Briggs.
They get a little left-handed fish hook and do a good job for David Jones, left-hander there. Little three-man midfield play. That every school, junior high lacrosse, has three-man midfield plays. They're going to give Driggs an opportunity to run here. Good poke check by John Spears. And they got a double on him. John didn't stay on. He didn't recognize that Chuck Freshy was coming. John Spears did not stay on the double, and if he had, they may have been able to do something.
Tim Whiteley matched up with John Fox. Watson.
Here's Michael Watson again, and look for him to bring it to the cage. He's gotten great position. They're going to have to double it. They got to double it. They got to double it. And he finds a guy, and he touches the ball with his hand, I believe. That's 3 times this game if someone's touched it with their hand, and we may go like weeks without seeing that happen. And they don't have to do that. All that does is just an easy call. Here's a double team. And he does find somebody, but they can't handle. Double team's coming. He feeds the ball, but North Carolina is able to get it on the ground.
The Tar Heels call timeout with 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter. 10-5 North Carolina lead. Jason Wade has scored 3 goals. Brother Ryan 2.
I think what Dave is going to be telling the guys is what's hurting them is the offensive end of the field. They've turned the ball over 2 or 3 times and lately without getting anything, and unforced turnovers. And if the other team doesn't have the ball, if North Carolina's got the ball, Virginia can't score. But if you just turn it over, you give them easy chances. And Virginia's real good. You don't want to give them easy chances. Make them tough.
Willie, the new United States Intercollegiate Lacrosse Association rankings released today. Virginia remains at number 4. North Carolina is 5th. Syracuse, Princeton, Loyola of Maryland, 1, 2, and 3. And the back 5 in the top 10, Johns Hopkins, Duke, Brown, Maryland, and Towson State.
Kenny, I mentioned this to you earlier, that poll is conducted by the USILA, and it creates a lot of interest. Sometimes it's misunderstood when you get into the selection process. that poll is not used as one of the criteria for selection. It does keep interest, and the coaches that participate in it, they do a thankless job, but it's not one of the things, and sometimes folks think it is, and it isn't. And I'm glad to be able to make that point here on television a couple weeks before the tournament.
12 teams will receive berths to the NCAA tournament. North Carolina has been there 14 consecutive years. Only Johns Hopkins, at 22 straight years, has a longer streak.
They're shooting the ball again against the 10-man, and it's got a chance. I'll tell you, if they had scored one, but now look at Dave. Dave has now thrown his hair out. If it goes in, it's a great play. It doesn't, and now they've given the ball to Virginia again. Dave's not tearing his hair out, but it's a lot grayer than it was about an hour ago. The North Carolina's has given Virginia another opportunity.
You've seemed to gain back some of your black hair. The grays are quickly disappearing these last 4 years.
I'm a lot younger now.
Dave Klarman in his fourth season. He's won 50 games, lost just 9 after taking over for Willie Scroggs. Willie with a 76% winning percentage.
Watch number 16 trainer go back and forth and try and get his left hand or look for a cutter. He is dangerous in this position. Oh, there's a guy wide open, and he doesn't get it in. He does not get it in. It may have been, he's arguing that it may have been. Chuck Bresci trying to keep the ball alive here. This is a big ground ball. If North Carolina can come up with it, and they may have something. Oh, great stop by Ireland. Great stop. That's pretty good action. That's pretty good coast-to-coast action from both teams. Virginia in a little bit of a running situation, but North Carolina's got all 6 guys back on defense.
40 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
Boy, Virginia got just what they wanted. Trainer went back and forth, drew the double, and North Carolina didn't get the full slide and left number 3 wide open on the inside, Sean Miller, and Sean usually deposits those. I think he thought he hit the inside pipe. Here comes Michael Watson again putting pressure. He draws a little bit of a double. Outside shot, great save by Rocco. They're calling a slow whistle because he was knocked in the crease, which he can be knocked in the crease. Rocco's carrying the ball. He needs to give this ball up. Oh, and they're calling a foul for some reason. I don't know if it's offsides.
That does it for the third quarter.
But there is a foul here. I'm going to try and see if I can get the call from the official.
At the end of the third quarter, it's the North Carolina Tar Heels 10 and the Virginia Cavaliers 5. We'll return to Charlottesville for fourth quarter action in a moment.
We love lacrosse! Because Lacrosse Magazine is a source for men's and women's lacrosse.
Because I still love the game so much.
Because every coach should be a member.
They make things happen.
This is awesome, man. Look at that check.
I was at that game.
Where was it?
Magazine's cool.
Presenting the Orioles lineup of opponents this May on HTS. The O's continue the quest to be the best this May on HTS.
A close personal friend of Willie Scroggs taking all the action in here this afternoon as the Tar Heels lead the Cavaliers 10-5. 15 minutes to go.
Kenny, we have some coast-to-coast action here. This, very close. We don't get a real look. Point-blank shot. Sean Miller gets the ball down and away. Don't know if it went in or not. He thinks it did, but, no one's going to give it to him. And then North Carolina gets an opportunity off this play, and they come down and get a point-blank shot. I believe we're going to start the period with Virginia down a man for an illegal player penalty. I don't know quite what it was. Referees are checking some lacrosse sticks right now, which they do at the quarter sometimes for timeout. Oh, here it is right now. Brendan Carey's going to carry it. This is a good chance. Maybe he should put it in his right hand, though, because he doesn't have much angle shooting the ball left-handed over there. And Ireland does a nice job of stuffing it. North Carolina's going to start the ball man up.
North Carolina from right to left in this fourth quarter.
They're in their 2-3-1 set. This is going to be some kind of little carry action. Virginia very aggressive here. If North Carolina can keep it spinning, they may get a layup. Oh, Virginia does a great job.
Shot blocked by Woody Moore.
Again, that block pass takes 10 seconds away from a play. North Carolina a little bit out of whack. They've got a bypass. If they can keep the ball going, Virginia doing a great job of putting pressure, but North Carolina doesn't have a guy in the left-handed spot. Virginia did a great job of killing the penalty. Oh,
centering pass, score! Wilson Felter with his 14th of the season just after the penalty expired.
Kenny, again, those check-up situations. You're not all even unless everyone's got someone. Virginia did a great job killing the penalty, and they don't check up to an inside guy, and North Carolina finds him. Watch this. He is wide open. Nobody's playing him.
Wilson Felter, senior out of Baltimore, gives North Carolina a 6-goal lead. It's 11-5, the Tar Heels.
That's a backbreaker because Virginia did a good job on the extra man, and North Carolina scores on the play. That's got to be disappointing to the coaching staff. I don't know if he can bring it back in the box. Well, I guess he can. I thought it was maybe in there once. But again, North Carolina has gotten back on defense, and they're going to have to sub on the fly for their offensive guys, Virginia. But look for Virginia to bring the ball to the goal more. Everyone's going to bring it to the goal. Here's Whiteley, got a little bit of room. Good backup by Michael Watson. Good backup.
The combination of Whiteley and Trainer have yet to score a goal today.
Michael Watson is going to put pressure. Oh, he's good look for Whiteley. That's a little step-out play. Little step-out play on the crease, and he found him, but he wasn't able to get mustard on it. North Carolina's got a break. He's got to go to the left-hander down the side. Oh, my goodness.
Brendan Carey's shot save Ireland.
Oh, my goodness. Kenny, he had a wide-open guy down the side, and he tried to carry it. He's being played.
North Carolina has gone to the run-and-gun style a la Virginia in the second half, and it's worked to the Tar Heels' benefit.
North Carolina was offsides. That means a boy over there must have been on the line. So they're going to have a delayed penalty. Virginia will have the opportunity. If it goes on the ground, it comes out of that box area, it'll be a turnover. There'll be a stoppage, and Virginia will have the extra man. Oh, and the ball gets on the ground. Darren Sweetie did a good job of tying up Trainer's hands there. Now Virginia will have the extra man. And here, again, is a situation. I think you got to take those breaks. North Carolina's got to take that previous break. But the ball should have gone down to the left-handed guy, and he'd have had a layup. And he tried to carry it and then tried to shoot the ball.
Extra man for Virginia.
Now, Virginia hasn't had many, and this is just a 30-seconder. And look for North Carolina possibly after a shot or something.
And Virginia,
no
goal hit the side of the net.
Hit the back of the net.
Fans thought it was in. They had us fooled for a minute.
Virginia's got great stick work, and that was a great pass to Watson to Jones. Here's where David Jones scored against North Carolina the last time. That spot, that shot, which you can't stop him from getting, but he didn't put it on target that time. He had maybe two the last time they played in Chapel Hill. Here he is again.
Here's the shot and a score. David Jones with the extra man, cutting the lead to 5. It's now 11-6.
And I know Dave is upset because you've got to get stick on him. You can't prevent him from catching the ball, but watch, there's no stick check. He's just winding up. And he's got a rocket. Dave is going to argue that one of the Tar Heels should be banging away at him to take something off that shot. And it's not like no one in the world on North Carolina knew that he was going to shoot the ball from there. Good look at the face-off. Ryan Wade comes out with it. He's drawn a double already off the face-off. I tell you what makes Ryan Wade such a complete player, too, is he faces off, he plays defense, he can play at both ends of the field. That gives him more chances to play.
North Carolina with the 5-goal lead. Number 29 is Mark Phillips.
Coach Klarman has got, again, some of his other guys in the game, some of his other attackmen. North Carolina doing a good job of ragging, and they cause a turnover. You don't want to lose the ball in this situation. The ball's more important than anything. You let this kid take it and go, because he can do these things.
Here's the shot and a save by Ireland on the shot by Felter.
I don't know about that shot. I think Dave would have rather. That was a kind of a gimme. You're almost passing the ball to the goalkeeper. Wilson, as a senior, Wilson Felter needs to have a little bit more presence and composure.
Tim Whiteley, number 14.
I think Dave would like to not waste time, but run time off the clock and get a much better shot than that. Here's David Jones again, shooting right-handed to score.
From almost the exact same spot on the field, David Jones scores the second consecutive goal, cutting the lead through 11-7. 2 goals in 1 minute, 22 seconds for David Jones.
And this is what David Jones can do. North Carolina forces him right-handed, but again, there's no real good stick checks in there, and he can pick his spot. You've got to give that kid credit. He is a dangerous player. But I think North Carolina will contend that it was caused by taking an ill-advised shot down at the other end. Again, if Virginia doesn't have the ball, they can't score.
David Jones, a junior from Davidsonville, Maryland. Second goal of this fourth quarter.
North Carolina doing a great job of ragging the Virginia players in the defensive end. I don't know what you call that in ice hockey, Kenny, forechecking, back-checking, but they have not conceded that, and they've caused a lot of passes to go out of bounds.
Gilbert Perreault of the Buffalo Sabres once said the 3 most important things in hockey are the forecheck, the back-check, and the paycheck.
Well, there's a lot of similarities in the games, and that was just good aggressive riding by North Carolina. Now, to see if Dave has got the opportunity to have his guys control. Look at the pressure Virginia's putting on people. What North Carolina will try and do is maybe just widen out and let Kyle Durkee run. Oh, another great check. Checks everything away from him.
Second time we've seen that, Anthony Newman.
Here's Virginia again. Oh, and they almost get it in. I mean, North Carolina dodged a bullet that time.
Cavaliers have come on strong here in this fourth quarter. They trail 10-5 after 3. Now the lead pass downfield.
Here comes Virginia again. This kid can find who's ever open. Oh, he tried to just spot feed. He tried to spot feed cross cage, and it was read well by Rocca, who picked it off. Now, I really think North Carolina's got to take much better care of the ball.
Greg Langhoff. Chased behind the net by Matt Crisp.
Matt Crisp, a real good athlete. Boy, there's all kinds of action inside, and I think Matt Crisp fouled him. And he may foul him again.
And again, and again, and again.
He may have fouled him more than once. Let's see what they call. I think North Carolina's going to have the man up, but I don't know for how long. They're calling one technical, another technical. It may be the same guy. Just one foul, Kenny. Technical foul pushing. And he earned all of that. That was a big-time push. And, a push can be a minute foul. Oh, now Virginia's going to shut off Ryan Wade on the extra man. Look for North Carolina to try and operate against their 4 guys with 5. Draw and try and shoot. Wilson got a shot. Oh, and there's a little bit of a late hit, which is a point of emphasis this year.
Remember the last time Felter took that soft shot?
Yeah.
A bit harder there.
Virginia now. Oh, my goodness. Good job by Jimmy Ireland of just picking off the cross pass. Oh, and Virginia drops the ball to the best guy on the field. Greg Langhoff's got it. Look at that. Kenny, it's funny in lacrosse how goals are scored because someone drops a pass, but you have an All-American there to pick it up. He found the guy to give it to, but he shot the ball. That was a big, big goal for North Carolina.
Greg Langhoff scores his 16th of the year. Here it is once more.
Ryan Wade takes it and shoots it because the goalie's out. Jimmy Ireland does a great job to get back, but loses his feet, can't get back up. And Greg Langhoff is going to pick up the kind of the snowbird. Just laying here. Watch this. Just laying there like an Easter egg. He's going to scoop it up and dunk it. North Carolina has won the... Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you, Coach Klarman is going to go crazy. Unnecessary turnover. Throwing the ball inside. I think Dave is very upset because it's good play. It's a good play if you can convert it. Now, Virginia again, North Carolina, the deep drop back ride and no trouble clearing it, but North Carolina is back waiting to play defense. I look for a trainer to just try and initiate and make something happen off his dodge. How in the world did
double team there?
How did he keep that ball? Virginia keeping it alive. Good action on the ground ball from both teams. Long clearing pass. And North Carolina may come out of this better than I think they thought they could.
Brendan Carey for the Tar Heels.
Now, unless he's got like someone wide open, he should wait until they get the numbers. North Carolina will sub on the fly, and Virginia will run out an offensive guy. Now they're going to double. He's wide open. He's wide open. They've got a guy wide open inside. Too late, though. Too late. Oh, there was a flag down. Illegal procedure. An illegal procedure against Virginia. I think they're calling too many men on the field, and sometimes when you have these subbing on the fly situations, that'll happen. A big break for North Carolina because I think they're about ready to have lost the ball, but I didn't see the flag down, Kenny, so they may have been just trying to take that situation.
Midway through this fourth quarter.
Now
North Carolina coach Dave Klarman, his team leads 12-7.
Now look for North Carolina to really be careful, and they're not going to take anything unless it's a sure shot. Now, a sure shot to Ryan Wade, though, may be 15-yarder.
Ryan Wade with the 2 goals this afternoon. Brother Jason has scored 3. This is Ryan.
Virginia pressing a little bit on the EMO. They got a guy wide open on a bypass if they can get it over there. Carolina doing a good job staying wide and making those slides really long. The bypass, and North Carolina's got an opening. Give Virginia credit, though, for being aggressive. North Carolina got the ball to a guy down low, but he missed the goal. I kind of like this by Virginia because they're not sitting back. Because as they sit back, Kenny, North Carolina doesn't have to attack the goal. We'll see if they do it again now.
Greg Langhoff for Carolina. This is Ryan Wade.
They're forcing Virginia to play half field, and North Carolina can take some time now. They can take a little time.
And Carolina goes up 13-7 on the Wilson Felter goal, his second of this fourth quarter.
Kenny, they forced Jason Wade to come to the goal. I don't think that that's something they wanted to do. And sometimes in championship play, you got to make big plays. He doesn't make a great feed to Wilson Felter, but Wilson catches it and directs it to the goal. Kind of like a backhand shot, but they scored. In championship play, you need sometimes someone to do something they're not supposed to do. Look at this. He's almost triple team. And Wilson kind of shoots it right-handed, backhanded, and gets it on target. I'm telling you, North Carolina's doing a great job of ragging, and look at this. Forces Virginia into a turnover. 6:20 to go. It is too soon to kill the ball. Virginia's going to double team with the goalkeeper, Kenny. A lot of teams call this a red dog. They're going to play everybody on the field and double team the ball. North Carolina's going to try and throw the ball. Oh, that's a below the waister there. They're letting them play. They're letting them do a lot of things. And they're giving the ball to North Carolina. You can't initiate contact below the waist.
That's a chop block, Sloan. Hey, you can't do that in football anymore either, Sloan. You can't do that. Come on, boys, move off the ball.
Virginia tried to double the ball from out of bounds. North Carolina pitched it way out, and Jude Collins just raced to get the ball. Virginia's going to double team with the goalkeeper. They're like playing very aggressively. If anyone can get in front of the goal,
what a
Jude Collins does.
Collins.
I think Virginia is taking chances, but they may have to now, Kenny. And as I said, if you can just get the ball in front of the goal, you have something. And Jude got it in front of the goal. Kind of dove from behind.
Looked to go out the right side, put on the brakes, cut the other way.
And he leaves the seat. He was almost behind the goal. That is a great individual effort by Jude Collins. Watch this. He fakes a pass and draws the defender over there. And now we call this kamikaze because he's kind of sacrificing himself for that shot.
Jude Collins, sophomore from Alexandria, Virginia, 15th goal of the season and a 14-7 North Carolina lead. They lost to Virginia 16-6 during the regular season in Chapel Hill.
Kenny, a lot of coaches will tell people you're never as good as you look when you win big, nor are you as bad as you look when you lose big. And we try and tell that to all kids in these kind of games. You can get blown out. You can blow some other people out. I think it's a tribute to North Carolina. This game is not over, but North Carolina is doing a terrific job of controlling the action.
Ireland the save and the scoop attempt. Mark Phillips was there. Here comes Ireland.
That may have been a flag, and it is. Mark Phillips earned that one. And there may be another foul here. So they'll be simultaneous. And then he just called interference. It's going to be simultaneous fouls, and Virginia both teams will be down a man, and Virginia will be then up a man after 30 seconds. So instead of having a 1-minute foul, they're only going to have a 30-second. But it's 5-on-5, and I would think that Virginia may try and play 5-on-5, a little bit more field in the offense's favor when you're less one player, Kenny. And North Carolina looks like they're going to play a zone against their 5. Well, they got 6 out there.
5 minutes to go. The shot by Watson.
Look for number 1 to be shooting the ball in that left-handed spot down low. They've got everybody in front of the goal now. A 2-4, kind of a circle look. David Jones had shot it, but John Fox got a piece of it. And again, Kenny, I'm telling you, if you get a piece of a ball an extra man, it really delays things. That's 5-10 seconds now that have gone off the penalty just because of that. North Carolina's going into their box and one. Here he is again. Everyone's shooting the ball. Oh, my goodness.
Cavaliers picked up some momentum early in this fourth quarter when they pulled within 11-7, but North Carolina comes back with 3 unanswered goals. They lead at 14-7, 4.5 minutes remaining. Another save by DeAndrea. He's played well today.
He's got to drag that ball in if he can, get it under control, make one pass. He's got a guy way upfield, and North Carolina's got a break. Now, I don't think they'll take it, though. Now the clock is in North Carolina's favor, Kenny. They're going to have to double and take chances. They're going to have to really double and take chances, and North Carolina will spread out.
Brendan Carey.
North Carolina not spreading out.
Greg Langhoff, who scored earlier this quarter.
Real good job there by Chris of wrapping and knocking the ball on the ground. And Virginia's got a little bit of a break situation. Here comes a trailing midi.
Trainer
tried to face dodge. It was well played by Ryan Wade, I think. As I told you, he's a pretty good defensive player in his own right.
And another save by DeAndrea.
That was a stick side bouncer that Rocco read all the way, saw it all the way.
Now the steal. Here comes Watson.
Watson gets the ball checked on the ground. Good job by John Fox. Now there's going to be like a little scrum for the ball. And Virginia's going to come up with it. Everyone needs to check up on North Carolina and find a guy. Find your guy. And they do a nice job of it. Virginia subbing on the fly. Boy, this Michael Watson puts terrific pressure on you at the corner there, right-handed. He takes a shot, and it's going to be off of, there's a shot in North Carolina's closest. He puts great pressure on that right-handed corner. Timeout North Carolina because Virginia will obviously 10-man now, Philly. And Dave will probably say, okay, guys, here's what's going to happen. I don't know if they'll shoot the ball to 65-yarder, but something like that is going to happen.
Some of the Cavalier faithful have begun to file out from Klockner Stadium with their team trailing 14-7.
Kenny, North Carolina is not blowing smoke when they say they're not as deep as they have been. They have not been as deep. And this game just shows you why you play games. I think that Virginia, by all intents and purposes, they were the favorite. This was their tournament to win. They're playing at their place. They got a terrific team. But North Carolina played very well and got some situations early. I thought a key would be Jimmy Ireland. And it was a key. He has a fantastic game. It's going to be a different game, but North Carolina was able to get some early goals, not let Virginia get 5 or 6 goals early. And now North Carolina has played better as the game's going on. He's got a pretty good run right here. It's going to be a stick side bouncer. And watch Rocco go down and come up with it. That means he's seeing the ball. Sometimes goalkeepers, folks, when they go down, they don't come back up with the bounce shot because they haven't seen it. That means he's seen the ball.
On the shot by Woody Moore. 14-7 North Carolina. 2:53 to play. It looks like the Tar Heels will raise their record to 9-4, while the Cavaliers will drop to 9-3.
Kenny, this is a terrific victory. And we're talking too prematurely. 3 minutes ago, Virginia's down 7. I just don't think they can do it. And this would be a terrific victory for North Carolina up here. And maybe that factor we talked about of who's not lost in a tournament and who hasn't won was a little bit more pressing to the Virginia kids than it was in North Carolina.
Well, the Tar Heels came in 11-0 in the ACC tournament, 4-0 under Willie Scroggs, 7-0 with Coach Dave Klarman. 89 beat Duke in the championship, 1990 a win over Virginia here in Charlottesville. The last 3 years, Carolina faced Maryland in the finals and defeated the Terrapins all 3 games.
I don't think he's going to give it up. I think he's going to get his shot off.
Jones shot.
You can somehow tell kids, maybe even in basketball, when they're going to go to the goal. And I think he had no intention of passing it off. Now watch this boy, Michael Watson, bring the ball to the goal. He has done a great job on the corner. And I think Steve Schreiber, number 27 for North Carolina, has done a pretty good job of playing him there. He's gotten a couple. When we get to the 2-minute mark, Kenny, they're going to have the keep it in. Now North Carolina must keep the ball in the box area or it's a turnover. Virginia doubling. If he just runs out of the box, it's a turnover. And where you would like the ball to be is behind the goal or keep it moving like this. If North Carolina just keep the ball moving like this, they're going to eat up a lot of clock, and they may even end up with a layup because Virginia just, no team can play people all over the field.
90 seconds to play.
Maybe a foul.
Greg Langhoff.
That's going to be a turnover.
Tommy Smith, number 44 for the Cavaliers. Fox pushing the ball ahead.
Fox did a great job of keeping the ball alive, and Brendan Carey comes up with it. It's 2-on-2, but he should not try anything. He's got to get the ball behind the cage. Got to get it behind the cage. He finds John Spears. Oh, and John finds Ryan Wade. Well, that was going to happen. That was a layup I talked about, Kenny. But they just keep the ball moving.
Ryan Wade completes his hat trick. Ryan and Jason Wade each have scored 3 goals this afternoon. And for the first time this season, Willie, Virginia has given up 15 goals in 1 game.
And Kenny, this is not a typical performance by Virginia. I think they caught North Carolina playing well. I think Rocco played well. You're seeing why Ryan Wade is an All-American. He does so many other things. And I think North Carolina did a pretty good job of playing defense against Virginia. All those little block passes and unforced turnovers that were sometimes caused, it just wasn't Virginia's day.
Final minute, 15-7, North Carolina.
I know it's disappointing for the Wahoos to be here in Charlottesville and to be ranked and favored in this tournament. There's a loose ball push. Let's hope that the kids keep their heads here and nothing bad happens at the end as you get a little frustrated.
Cavaliers will be in action again on Saturday at UMBC. North Carolina off until Sunday, May 8th, when they visit Stony Brook.
Kenny, the scoring, the Wade brothers accounted for 6 of the Tar Heels goals. In the Virginia scoring, I don't see Timmy Whiteley's name as scoring a whole lot, and I knew that would be a key if North Carolina could keep that kid in check. He gets an awful lot of assists and an awful lot of goals, and that was the key.
2 goals apiece for David Jones, Sean Miller, and Michael Watson on the Cavaliers side. But you mentioned that Tim Whiteley, Greg Traynor, did not score.
Tim's got 1 assist, maybe one of those extra man or break situations. That was one of the keys we talked about early. Ryan Wade having a big game, Rocco having a big game for the Tar Heels, and Whiteley and Ireland having big games. Look at this. Oh, my goodness.
Ireland on the stop.
North Carolina's got their fake team in the game, they call it. This is the team that pretends to be Virginia during the week. And they're giving them a chance to run Virginia's play, probably.
And that will do it. The North Carolina Tar Heels have won the ACC championship. They win the tournament for the 6th consecutive season. It's their 7th ACC title in a row, 10th overall. The final score, the North Carolina Tar Heels 15,